Hey everyone, good evening and happy Monday. If you think it's a happy Monday. Mine was pretty good. Work was alright. And I'm here to paint. So, you know, not bad. Not bad today. I get an hour of overtime. So, breaking in some money. So, to have fun with. That's why I do overtime now. It's like I want money to spend on fun things like ReaperCon or trips to Disney World or whatnot. So every little bit helps. So back to my lovely frost giantess. Hello, Cyrus. Her skin is now done. Dingy ding. Do cool! Thank you so much for the sub. One of the things I did resolve is that I'm gonna get through everybody's Twitch rewards and we will the first half of this year, and we will then proceed to go back to doing my giveaway for subscribers. So she looks fairly frosty. I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, actually, I think I might go and do one. I'm afraid to do one little thing in her face, but it looks like it looks like it's possibly the pink went a little low on one side of her face. I know there's paint in here. I'm gonna put the cover on before I shake this down. Oh, there is. I can feel it. I'm taking a little celestial blue. I'm making like a lighter blue. Here's my moonstone. All these paints I'm starting to run out of. I can't even order paint right now because it's too cold. If it gets delivered in my house, it'll just end up, becoming awful and unusable, and throw it in the trash and beg Reaper to send me more. I'm gonna add a little rainy gray. So how's things, everyone? How's everything this lovely Monday or Tuesday, as is Dooku's case? I believe it's Tuesday. And what are you working on? As I always like to ask that question. Yeah, I see right there. I got some red. I was gonna be done with the skin because I noticed I started moving on to our pants. I do really like the way the purplish tone came out. I think it does make her a little frosty looking. Alright, so I started on her pants though. I'm going with a blue. That's a super dark blue I got in there, because I'm going to keep them dark blue. And then this little geometric pattern, which I'm probably going to put on maybe red and yellow or something like that. Primary colors for that. Let's see. I want a blue. Well, it's a good starting point. I definitely want her pants to be a bit lighter and maybe a little brighter. So I'm going to try some Hobgoblin blue. Ooh, this is why you put the cover on, because it's like coming out now when you shake these things up. Always make sure it's capped. Quiet. And why? Bit of mental health patch going. Just tossed my wet palette sponge and gave the whole thing a scouring with soap. Alcohol because it's full of mold. Same old, same old. You can always soak your thing in like vinegar too. It'll clean out the mold for the sponge. But I get it. I know at some point the sponge I have, I'm probably going to have to change out. Alright, so. Hopefully I will like this. I definitely want a little brighter. A lot of her clothes are going to be, a lot of the other things are going to be brighter. I had a good day. Had a good weekend. Paint day was fun. We had the first paint day of the year, and I had the usuals. Or most of the usuals. And we have one more. Still doing 2. I thought I was going to get away from the 2 paint days a month. Not so much. Because Creator Pole Games wants me to stay on at the old location of the Queen's Gambit. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. And one of my favorite things to paint are clothes, actually, are folded fabrics. Like this. The more folded, the better. Wondering what this is. I know Cyan has popped on too. Wonder what he's printing. Because I'm sure he's printing something. Ooh. Let's... I can't work that out, then I'm just gonna get some of my... What did I start with? That's actually here, I think. Sky Shadow is what I started with. I want to keep this little patch dark. It's a recess. This actually works really well on here. The value's not too far apart. Hi, Alley Cat, how are you? Are you working on anything tonight? Break out your paints. It's amazing. I've got over a month left, and I feel the absolute friggin' crunch of time already. Because I have a lot I need to do between now and TotalCon. I'm not panicking yet. No. Hello, Son and Swabby, blah. Hello, Swabby. How are you? How are you tonight? Are you working on anything, or? I believe I saw some stuff. We did some. I saw your stuff during show and tell. I was all excited. Happy Monday. So I'm going to grab a little bit of my darker paint. Working on smashing this pizza. That's a good thing to work on. Took a shower and frozen pizza out of the oven. Let's see, you're trying to do it with the Fate Weaver. Well, I'm sure whatever you will come up with will be fantastic. I mean, as I said, your dragon for the Reaper Quarterly is awesome, so... Alright, so I'm taking a little bit of my original color. My sky shadow. I'm going to darken up a few spots. Nice thing about that color is now that's, you know, I was sort of saying, it's kind of thin. But, you know, when you're going over stuff like this, being a little thin is not necessarily a bad thing. It blends in a little better. So yeah, I said it's weird because I know I have time. But it's like, I feel the crunch of time already with over a month to go because I have like so many things I want to do between now and that month. Or have to do. I've got this to do. I've got a Doctor Who commission for a game that's being run at TotalCon, so he needs it then. I've got those Oreo Space Marines. That I really want to get done. Because I have more of that army still to do that's sitting behind me. There's some more leaderly models, there's some lieutenants, and there's a tank. But that was not what I wanted to do. I just started grabbing the right car. And then And on top of all that, I just started a single commission. I just realized too, I need to get a hold of one of my. We're playing this weekend, and I don't have. Her mini finished or started. One of my players in. That's Lotus K. One of the players in our Dragonlance game, which was supposed to be resuming this weekend. I thought I was gonna have till the end of the month. I've got a painter mini. I suppose actually I can use this as an op. Oh no, she won't be here. And I guess I can use the first session back as an opportunity to figure out what she wants done with the mini. And I've got stuff I want to put on my 3D printer. No way, I don't want to print because it's cold out. How are you, Lotus K? How are you doing tonight? I'm painting pants. I'm glad you're doing good. Are you working on anything tonight while I'm working? I said, I'm painting pants. It's just fun to actually kind of say that. I'm painting pants. This has got some nice ripples in it. Relaxing is fine. I don't know, not much. I don't have a ton to talk. I talked about the fact that we had our first paint hangout of the year at the Soldier, and it was basically the old crew that comes to all of them, or most of them. I did get somebody back. Oh, I did get somebody back who I hadn't seen in a while, so that was nice. Other than that, just generally, I don't know. I don't have a lot to talk about right now. I will talk about whatever people want to talk about. Finding out what everyone else is doing. That tends to be how I run my chat around here. What are you all doing? Oh, and talk about what you're all doing. Working on her pants. She's looking pretty good though. So often I see something like in the skin, I'm like, I want to touch that up. So I made a little bit of skin tone, and when I see things I kind of was like, ooh, I probably should fix that. I'm fixing them. Always fix what's bothering you. That was a good color choice. Actually, I'm very happy with what that looks in the pants. I said, oh, let me move my thing. Oh, cool. I signed up for that, so just sign up for a historical mall convention with me. So I take you some classes there. Awesome. I should say sign more like bought tickets to. Well, yeah. But you have to sign up for the classes. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna go a little lighter. What's a little lighter than that? I'm going brighter. Now I'm looking to see what I want to do. Maybe shark bite. Another story of follows doing classes there. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'll be next doing classes at Captain Con if people sign up to take them. I have 3 classes going. I know I'm redoing the get your mini painted quickly. Although surprisingly that hasn't got any takers so far, but then again, there aren't many takers yet. I hope they advertise them. That was a fun class too, and Nova. I'm hoping people take that. Come on. And then I've got the my non-metallic class, and then what's the third one? Beginning painting. Captain Con, yeah, it's a convention up in Warwick, Rhode Island. I'll call it Adepticon Light. It's smaller than Adepticon. Ooh, why is this so hard to get paint out of? Why are you being difficult? Usually, like, I've had takers the years I've taught there, so I'm not, I think it's just that it's still a month. Actually, yeah, it's probably half a month now. Oh, God, it's a half a month out. I do need to get stuff printed. Why is this being bad? There is paint here. Let's see if I can squish it a little. I hate snapping the lids in because I'm always afraid I'm going to spray paint everywhere. Okay, that behaved itself. I mean, there's paint in there. I'm not sure why it's not coming out. And the thing's not clogged. There are a ton of different cons out there. But it's like, it has a Warhammer tournament. It does actually show up on Warhammer's radar, but it's not one of the Warhammer Opens. But it's I was gonna say it's fairly heavy on the miniatures, but they have Pathfinder Society. Actually, one of my friends will be running there. That'll be good to see them. They have a big board game room, a board game library. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. They have a very good. It's probably New England's biggest mini painting competition. I'm one of the judges. There's like 3 of us. It's a ton of fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I also run a painting table. Alright, let's see if I like this color. Alright, I'm hoping if it's too green. We'll see if I like this, if I think it's too green. I guess it's okay. The color underneath it will, I think it's too wet. So there's also all sorts of fun stuff to do. But yeah, Gel Tip and I teach. I think he's an awesome teacher, so I recruited him to come do it. And we both judge. And there's a third person who's been judging there, I think, longer than I have. And he's really cool. probably finesse that in. Oh, it's working out nice. Now these pants aren't going to be super shiny, so I'm not going to go a million steps here. Just putting a little bit on some of these spots to finesse it in of the previous color. I think I did a little too much on the bottom here. Yeah, I like that. That's a big lass. It is. Polka dot kitty cat. Are you a polka dot kitty cat? And what color polka dots? How are you tonight? Welcome to my stream. It's always nice to have new people or visitors drop by. She is big though. She is a giantess. This is Reaper's. Actually, they call Frost Giant Ranger. I don't know why they didn't call it Frost Giantess Ranger. I can always ask them, I guess. I'm planning on going to ReaperCon. And I am trying to paint a pants. This is one I'm taking some time on because it's going to be a competition piece on a couple of levels. First, for a friendly little competition that myself and 3 others are going to be doing at TotalCon. Is just for fun. We're going to have people vote on these, on their favorite. Nothing at stake but bragging rights. And I don't think I'm repeating as champion. I'm good. I've been wanting to watch some painting of minis. I know what you mean. Do you paint yourself? Wait, no, you don't paint yourself. But do you paint minis yourself? That didn't sound right. Do you paint yourself? Maybe the 3 extra letters would have cost too much of the back. Oh, come on. No. I mean, it's a big. Look at the size of this. This was what it came in. I kept it in case I wanted the picture in the back. For any advice. She's awesome, though. I think this is a really great model. I really do. There's a lot you can do with it. I'm one giant mini? What do you mean I'm a giant mini? I guess I'm not that big. I'm only about 5'4". I'm probably not even 5'4". I'm in my 50s. I've probably started shrinking. That's what happens when you get older. You start shrinking. Add a little bit of lighter here. Now this is, I'm probably going to go one step more. Probably going to go one step lighter. So yeah, do you paint? I got, let's see. I had a giant mini printed actually being painted. Ooh. If you paint yourself, you are a giant mini. Oh yeah, that's a good point. You're not really a mini though, you're actual size. I got 2 progress pics and she's looking mighty hot. She's incidentally fire themed. Is she like a fire genasi or a Jin or something like that? I actually, one of my slideshow, I actually have like a fire, I think it's a fire genasi. No, it's a Jin. I think it's in my slide. Fire, oh, fire fairy, that sounds really cool. Do you have, I'm link friendly. If you want to share the link, if you have them online at all, you will feel free to share a link. So around here, if you hang around here long enough, I have a Discord for mini painters and gamers and such. And I do a show and tell on Saturdays where people can post their stuff and I can. But for visitors, I'm always happy to have you show and tell your stuff right now. Love to have you come back though. And a little about myself. I've been painting for probably like 25 years or over 25 years. I don't know. Path of the Giant Barbarian. Oh my god. Path of the Giant Barbarian Fish. Oh, okay. First of all, Streamlabs is. Wait, is Streamlabs actually working right now? Let's see if. Yes, okay, it is working. That's right. I've seen chats. So that's my Discord. But you can post links right in chat here if you don't want to join. I totally understand the whole thing about too many Discord channels. I have like a whole list, and I don't even like. I'm really like I'll occasionally post in mine. I'll say good morning, but I'm really bad at even posting in my own. Oh, I know what I'm painting there. That's actually one of the little ties. Alright, I'm going to grab a little darker color here. Because I don't like this. It's like a wrinkle here. And I'm not liking the way it looks. Alright, oh, that looks better. I think I gotta let it dry. Alright. What do you mean only, what? I am only in like 100. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. But if you want to join, there's a whole bunch of us there. It said, I love to have people there. Don't worry, only about 20 people, maybe, actually like chatting there. Which I don't think is too terrible, but that's usually what happens. But I'm grateful for the people who do post their stuff. I really love to see everyone else's work. So my whole brand is Muse's Touch. My real name is Carol, by the way. It is lovely to meet you. But the reason why I do Muse's Touch is I like to inspire people to do this hobby, and a muse is an inspirational figure. So That's what I do. And in that Discord, I also have. Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, that's exactly where you could put her. I mean, once you really start painting her, you can put her in work in progress, and when she's done, you put her in done. Um, I want to see this. We have a display. So, no, that's perfect. I can't wait to see this. I want to see if I also. I guess you play D&D because you're talking about Path of the Giant. Also, first of all, I'm gonna wave to say hi. Well, Alley Cat beat me to it. Different thing. Alright, yeah, you've started painting her, so you can actually put her, from now on, leave her there for now. But you can put her in work in progress. Whip painted minis. Oh, pretty. That's pretty. I love the axe, though. I really love the axe. That's really cool. And you know you're smarter than me because you actually are going, like, your red is really getting dark red. I heard you're actually supposed to, at the ends of the fire, you're supposed to make it, like, dark. I'm like, oh, hey, I lost that. I ended on the red. And I think I saw Duke, one of Dooku's pieces, at, like, the fire on the end. I'm like, oh, that's how I should be doing it the whole time. Well, we will also share that on Saturday. So my streams are as follows. Since I have a new person. My streams are as follows. I go tonight. I'm on Mondays at 7, Wednesdays at 8:30, and Saturdays at 12:30 in the afternoon. Well, I'm not the painter. My friend is, yeah, and she's really good at it. What do you do? Do you do 3D printing? So, first of all, first question to you is, do you like painting? Now, if you don't like painting, well, it's not much hope. You're not going to like this hobby. But if you like painting, why else would you be here watching? She also 3D printed it. Still, I'm really glad you're still sharing someone else's work, too. But listen, I just got the mini off here for it to scale up to 10. That's, hey, oh, you designed it, though. I'm guessing you designed the mini. So the question I have for you is, do you like to paint at all? Like, do you like this? Do you like to paint? Because it doesn't matter if you're good at it or not. Painting is, I mean, I think it's fun. It's relaxing. I've said, you new here, and everyone else has heard this joke a million times, but I paint on my breaks at work, and I haven't killed anybody there yet. There may be a correlation. I think it's a great hobby to get into. Well, maybe we can inspire you to pick up a brush again. It's to me one of the best things you can do for yourself. I think, because it's such a good stress reliever. It's good for your mental health. And you know what? If you do it, you will improve. I guarantee it. Just by practicing, just by painting, you actually will get better. I can tell you right now, I made the biggest improvement, I think, after I started streaming, because I started painting an additional 6 hours a week. And then I do commissions, and I was doing them. So basically, I paint pretty much every day now. And because I do so much of it, I've noticed since in the last 3 years, I've noticed that my painting has improved even a lot. And I've been painting for, like I said, 25 years. So that should tell you something. But you know what? Never be afraid. And if you want to get into it and you want to, you are highly encouraged to share your work. I don't necessarily sure if I put a proper rule that basically I have a rule, don't be a dick in there. So nobody will say anything bad about your stuff. We can give you feedback. We can help you. There's a lot of good people to pull from in there. Um, a lot of really just good people too. And you'll get, that's it, and you will get better. Absolutely guarantee you will get better. You just have to like doing. You don't even have to like D&D. You just have to like painting. I mean, liking the content certainly helps. But, I mean, I would like dragons even if I didn't play D&D. I play D&D too, by the way. Let's say a friend who tried painting, hoping it would relax, and found it the opposite. That can happen when you are too much of a perfectionist. You can start stressing out on how good the mini is. Don't do that to yourself. The only person you have to please, and okay, granted, this can be a difficult thing, but the only person you have to please is yourself. Okay, unless you're doing it on commission and you have to please your client, you really have to please yourself. You're not doing this to win gold medals. You're doing this because you like doing it. So don't put levels of pressure on yourself that will cause you to stress. Now, me on the other hand, I want to challenge myself. So that's why I'm trying to do some competition level painting this year. I want to see if I get a better silver medal than I did last time when I went to ReaperCon. But there's not a lot of pressure because right now, although I know I said at the beginning of the stream, I said I'm already feeling the time crunch, but it's not really just this mini. It's all the other things I need to do before TotalCon. At some point, I want to paint my lighthouse too. But probably not for the cons this month. I might make that a goal for later in the summer. It all depends too. It might be a goal for after ReaperCon. But you never know. And I'd say also take it slow in terms of like, don't buy everything. Don't buy like a huge thing of paint. Okay, don't do that. Buy little bits of a time. Get yourself a decent brush. Or get yourself a cheap brush and just replace it. Oh, it's not. It's just, I paint. Okay, so the whole story behind this is, there's four of us. There's four of us who we go to this convention called Total Confusion, which is at the end of February. And three of us are streamers. This is myself and Night Whisper and Geltip. I wonder if Night Whisper's gonna pop in, or I wonder if he's streaming tonight because we raid into him after this. And we're all from Massachusetts, actually. And then there's a fourth guy who's also from Mass, who is a Reaper MSP. Yes, that's like their bread and butter as D&D minis. But anyways, back to the story. So Gel Tip and Night Whisperer and I, we've all been painting for a while, and we're all pretty good at it. We're not the best. Oh, the fourth guy is a Reaper MSP, which is their competition at their con. He's a gold medalist, and it's very hard to get a gold medal there. I'm a silver medalist. So we invited him into our little group, and we're all painting this same model. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it to TotalCon, or have it brought to TotalCon, and we're going to let people vote on them. Because actually, I organized the competition at TotalCon. It's nothing big, trust me. But I organized so I can't enter it, and I'm like, what do I do? And it's like, I'll have everyone vote, and we'll just do it for bragging rights. It's not anything like super serious or anything like that. So this was the mini, but it can be used for D&D. It's just a Frost Giant Ranger. And you said, let's see, are you actually doing Rhyme of the Frost Maiden? Polka Dot Kitty. Because I'm well acquainted with that particular scenario. We played it here. When did we finish that up? About a year ago, I think we finished it. Now we're playing the Dragonlance one. Well, when we get back to it. One of our players went to Florida. Although I believe we're starting it this week, even though she's not going to be home yet. Alright, we definitely have to finesse. This is bothering me. This was on a little too much, so I think I'm going to go over this. And I'm going to go over it again. I'm going to do that too, because those two are just a little, not quite blended in enough, a little too strong, and I'm played through Frost Maid. It has made me biased again. RL sucks. One of the minis I painted last year as a commission, by the way, was Aural, and it was an amazing, amazing mini. Also, wouldn't be that hard. It's actually not. It's a fairly beginner-friendly one too. Oh yeah, no, Aural's a bitch. And then before that, we did with the same GM. Different GM is doing Dragonlance. In fact, the Dragonlance campaign is going to be, I think he's going to homebrew a lot of it. He's taken the setting, but I think we're going to diverge from the book quite a bit. I already broke the campaign anyways. I ended up separated from the party. Well, I'll just say I did something that wasn't too smart, but actually, all in all, it was my dice that really did me in. Isn't that the way it usually is? Because I basically broke rule number 1 of adventuring, which is don't split up. Right, it's always the dice. Yeah, I basically oh Lord. I just said I broke rule 1. I went off with the bad guy, suspecting it was the bad guy by myself. I mean, I knew what I was doing. But that really wasn't what did me in. Because when shit went down, which it inevitably did, I mean, the window where they were staying, the room they were in, the window was right there. So I basically yelled out, "Hey everyone, it's a trap!" I pulled an Avril Akbar. And it's a trapped everything. And, but it was a bunch of harpies. And they basically charmed everybody, or put to sleep everybody in the party except for myself, because I'm a paladin, and my husband's character, who just got lucky on saves. So that wasn't what cost me. But everyone, more or less everyone, broke out of it. Either somebody woke them up, or they broke out of the charm by making another save. Before they were dropped off the wall into the lake. But I failed the grapple check for the 2 harpies that snagged my character and dragged her up 1,000 feet and dropped her into the friggin'... Actually, it's the ocean. It's a bay in the ocean. And I had to make death saves. Yep, I definitely had to make some death saves. That was fun. I made it. I'm not even sure I failed. If I failed, I failed one of them. But I believe I made all 3. He stopped it after 2. Because he wasn't actually really trying to kill my character off. I wake up and I'm actually with a bunch of. I'm playing a half sea elf. So he's made it so that because sea elves live under the water, which means they can breathe under the water. And he goes, I don't know why they didn't give that as a racial. That's really stupid. You can breathe under the water. That way it'll make this a lot easier. So sea elves, they're living in the area, found her, and she woke up in their place. Now, here the bad thing is they are cursed sea elves, and we haven't got that far, but it's very possible my character's gonna pick up the curse. What, they don't? So, there we go. Now I can get that dark color on there. So, right now I am somewhere God knows where. In this cavern with these secret sea elves. And if I recall, there are like wards or something around, and there's like other elves that are trying to attack them or whatnot. I don't remember. Problem is, it's been over a month. That was like the last session before we broke for Christmas, and that was before Thanksgiving. Because we all just had stuff to do. That was the 1 month I didn't like have my paint day. I was like, I'm not doing any painting hangouts in December. I've got too much going on. All right. Let's see if I can do this a little better finessed than I did before. Shall we? That's great. I figure out what to do with the side. There's not a lot going on in that side. I gotta do something there. So yeah, would you say it's a healthy goal for probably not eat, but kill, sure. Defeat. I don't think Orville's an ice pop. I mean, she's like an owl bear. No, actually, I wanted to murder Strahd more than I wanted to murder Orville. Strahd was the one I really hated. Strahd sucks. Oh, with him, that was such an amazing campaign. It was the first time I ever had a character kind of go sketchy, kind of maybe not go evil, but definitely went towards the darker side. I don't think I wasn't the only one. That campaign really fucks with your morals. But I loved it. She just turned to like I said so. Yeah, that's true. My character was a haunted one. Slightly different satire, more a predatory fate jester. Turned out she was disintegrated as an infant by agents to illustrate. Which character? Wait, which game was this? Was that Curse of Strahd? Oh, come on. Having a hard time holding this and keeping it somewhere on camera. It's a big model. Frostmate. Oh, okay, Frostmate. She was on board the Mind Flayer, but they didn't want to eat Bad Brain, which she had really case bad. They didn't want to eat Bad Brain, which she had a really bad case of, also being aberrant mind disorder. What the hell? What was my character? I played a bard. I just went simple. I played a bard who was from the South and had connections with another character of mine because it kind of made sense. And I threw in my backstory. She's up there looking for this song that can wake up that can wake up the dead. It's really bad because it can wake up the dead. Well, actually, the people come back alive. It's not like you're making zombies here. It literally is like a mass resurrection. But it can be used to really, in the wrong hands, it can be used for really bad things. Like building armies that don't die. So I had another character who basically, I've been playing her on and off since the early 90s. So she made this song that resurrects people. Because she's stupidly high level and could do things like that. And tried to destroy it. But, things like that can get... they can get a life of their own. So she sent my character up there to find the pieces of this song that she wrote and return them so she could properly destroy it. It's sort of like when she played it, it was sort of a prayer to her god. Which is Millel, since it's Forgotten Realms. Yeah, it's probably way better than I can actually write. My bard is hotter and better at playing. I play the flute, but my bard is better at it than me. She's like the world's greatest. I actually have written about her. I haven't published anything, but I have written about her, and she basically, in the world you write in, you can make her whatever the hell she wants. So I basically made her the chosen of that god. Of a music god. But it was a really good song, and it was basically, it came out of she found a destroyed village where everybody died and felt really bad and came up with that as the answer. And then said, I probably shouldn't have come up with that as the answer. But it made for a good little trope, good little side quest in the whole thing. And do you remember the Myriad? You check Aboleth, God, and D&D version Haster. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think so. I don't know some of those type of gods. There's a lot of gods in D&D. So, yeah, my character's name was Sondiel. I don't think she's in my slideshow, although I'm really proud of her mini. Alright, let's... Still trying to kind of fix that section. Although I like it much better now. this definitely should come out a bit more here. Um, so yeah, she did succeed, and then but we had like said we had subplots that had nothing to do with the game. But then again, I always think that's really cool when DMs do things like that because it sort of personalizes that campaign for you. In your group. I also play. I don't know if you play anything else, any other D&D, variants thereof. But I also play Pathfinder, Pathfinder 1 and 2, and Starfinder. Although I'm not doing any Starfinder right now. And I think what I'm going to be doing is on Thursday nights, I'm going to be, or not every Thursday, but maybe every other Thursday I'll travel up and play some Pathfinder Society. Some actual organized play. Alright, so let me see. I see, tell us about your games. I always invite people to do that. Alright, so my character is a haunted one. That she was on board. Okay, do you want to eat? Turns out her father was Chuck. Oh, jeez. And her mother was an unnamed drow whom she ate shortly after being born. Lovely! Must be a really good song. Oh, yeah. You know Chuck. Yeah, I don't know the god. He was my puppet and my fey jester. She ascended godhood at the end, kind of messing up the plan with it being a super weapon that Mr. Avalok, god of destruction, could simply point at something and bypass Ao's edict. Ao's edict. But alas, she became the goddess of change. Haha! That character, way back in the day, but I really wasn't for it. And we never got to that point in the game anyways. Tavern was my original bard. Who was the one I've been playing on and off for God knows how long. She, the DM wanted to turn her into Loviatar. I'm like, gee, thanks. I forget, somebody else wanted to turn her into something else that was like that. It's like, why do you guys do that? Just make her a super cool musician here on the Prime Material plane. You don't need to make her a god. So now I want to smooth out stuff. Just think though, if you go and you start painting, then you can start painting your own characters for the tabletop. And it's just very satisfying to do it. And if you GM, you can paint your own monsters. I like when GMs run modules go off the railings on occasion. I like it when they can where you can contribute like backstories and such, and they can weave them into like pre-published material. And I've had a couple of GMs that were pretty exceptional at it. One was our favorite campaign we ever played was Skull and Shackles, which is a Pathfinder 1 adventure path where you're all pirates. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Because the GM wrote, he wrote like a little bit of the first, like 25% of the first book. It's like every time he would get to a book, he would write a little more of it because it has some flaws. It's a great premise, but he changed the BBEG from being the BBG it was to the Nation of Cheliacs, which is basically the polar opposites of a bunch of pirates, freedom-loving pirates. They are run by tyrant, devil-loving tyrants. But that was amazing. The only character I ever really achieved power, like true power with. She was the queen of the shackles, or rather the king of the shackles. They don't actually king, queen, same thing. I became king of the shackles. I had a friggin' pirate palace. It was amazing. I can't remember what the hell the name of the castle is. But basically, it's something that you can, it's magical and you can shape it to whatever you want. You can make it anything you want. Except the walls however you want. Oh, it's amazing. And I had the crown. Basically, I was the king of shackles, so I had the crown. And the crown does all sorts of nifty magic things. It was amazing. And I was the king for like 10 years, and then I said somebody came and made her disappear. She also had a husband and a wife, so it all was wonderful, and she really had the happily ever after. So her name was Echo, mostly because her mind had been fractured to oblivion by putting on a mask that contained another part of her. Jesus. Then, being two parts of her together and just missing the last 28 pieces until she was whole. She, of course, had global vulnerability scarring and teleport by the end ended. She could feel when pieces of her were within 50 miles, so that's a dangerous. I feel like you stole from Inuyasha. They kept looking for the pieces of the sacred jewel. She said sacred jewel, she's looking for pieces of herself. So, I actually play this character. I'm just gonna give a shout out to my Murder Hobo friends. I'm actually on a stream that you can see on YouTube called Murder Hobo Inc. And right now I think he's got 2 campaigns in there. He's got Goodfellas, which is an all-road campaign. I believe it's second ed too. And then he's got ours, which is the Corsairs of the Azure Atoll, which is 5e. And it's a sandbox. It is just a sandbox. And he keeps adding more and more things going on. It really feels like such a vibrant town with tons of things going on. So we can really pick and choose what we want to do. It is cool. And so I'm playing Captain Rosa. Well, she's not Captain Rosa. In fact, she's not even a pirate. She was a pirate, and something happened to her grandfather, which is the history basically I came up with for Skull and Shackles. And her grandfather got sniped by somebody. But she was there when it happened. But she is really good at hiding, and they never found her. And she's trying to try to find him. Which was really funny because that was the backstory submitted. Well, I hadn't submitted yet, and then Frank said, "Oh, here's the one. He was going to give you a secret backstory." Mine's not secret. I'm like, what good is it to keep it a secret when you're trying to find somebody? So, so basically, the backstory was, well, you have this cousin who showed you the streets and such, and he disappeared. I'm like, oh, hey, you mean just like her grandfather? I go, can we just make it her grandfather and this is what happened? He's like, sure. My GM might have. I didn't craft that backstory. Oh, I just made her mind fragment impulsive. With the morals being those of whoever she attached herself to as a safe precaution, she wouldn't go all the way crazy. Yeah, Rose's backstory, actually, I developed during Skull and Shackles. Like, I didn't even have the beginning because I was like, oh, this is a module. I don't know how much leeway we're going to have. So I didn't really give him anything until I realized I could give him something and then started working it out. In that one, you actually pick a, let me just see, by the way. With that one, you actually pick, you pick a trait, or you pick a background, and it comes with, so I picked Buccaneer Blooded, which means I had an ancestor, so my grandfather, that was a pirate. And that's how I started, and I started working back from there. Okay, what happened to him? I'm like, oh, he disappeared. He was captured by the Cheliacs, and they sent him, they basically had him living in one of the 9 hells or some whatever the hell is in. Pathfinder's got its own name for it. Oh, you know that crazy ass Abbott and the Cursed Strahd? Yeah. I do know that. Remember the crazy ass Abbott and the Cursed Strahd? We did not trust him at all. At all. Secret. Alright, so what about the crazy ass Abbott and the Cursed Strahd? I mean, I love Cursed Strahd so much. When we went to dinner, like, you get the dinner invitation from Strahd. When we went to dinner, we went and stole, what the fuck, the Silver Dragon skull. We managed to steal that out from under Strahd's nose. He was pissed off and came and murdered my husband's character in revenge. The craziest part of that, though, was the episode. The session, I wasn't there, and my friends. So you had Oh, he cut off my rogue's ears and put. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Well, he killed one of our members. Cat ears because she asked for better replacement. She paid her ears for him to cure someone else's lycanthropy. Oh, cool. I believe our Warforged got murdered by him or something. I'm trying to remember the whole circumstance. I remember something like that. Oh, he was so fucked up, and we did not trust him at all. But I said, I love Strahd. But the worst thing was you had... Well, Valaki's the town, damn it. You had the Wachters and you had the Burgermeister's family. And we kind of started... we meaning me. Kind of started a house war between the two of them. You had that crazy ass kid. The son of the Burgermeister. Who basically drove the daughter of the Wachters crazy. And then, of course, the Burgermeister had that mirror. That magic mirror. Alright, so let's see. She got indefinite insanity, of course, which was everyone's judging me. Oh, yeah, that did happen in the game, too, to us. So naturally, that started leading to betrayal, even the party's judging her, but Strahd wasn't. He was a lovely gentleman, giving her a nice bone dagger with gems and a good wine. Jesus Christ! Nasty little piece of work. So, what happened with us was the session I wasn't there. My lovely companions kidnapped. Well, they claimed they asked him to join him. But they basically stole the mirror and kidnapped the son. And then they asked the son how to use the mirror, to which he did to try to murder them, but instead he got murdered. So now we have the dead kid of the Burgermeister in the party's custody. Like, oh, this is not going to play well. So my husband kept going on about, well, we could leave the body and then we could pin the murder on the Valakis. That's on the Wachters. And I'm like, that'd never work. Not in a million. And then, I don't know what possessed me. We bring the kid back, I think we brought the kid back to his family. And I'm playing a warrior, or fighter. You know, I don't have a friggin' charisma, and I don't have deception. I have a D20. That's what I have. So then, basically, I said, yeah, I saw 3 of the Wachter guards running away from the body. Maybe better look at them. And I rolled this is never going to fly. Never in a million years. This is not going to work. And I rolled a 19. And so I think it was I think maybe I had a +2. I don't know. But I rolled I think I rolled a 19 and I had like a 21 total. And so it worked. And it started a whole fight between the Wachters and the Burgermeister. Oops. I was like, I kind of enjoyed that. They're all dicks. They're all dicks. They all get what they deserve. So we never betrayed each other. Although we did have the evil book that did corrupt the bard in that campaign. She says she went evil. She wasn't really evil to us though, but the book definitely took hold of her. Oh my god, it was crazy. The guy who's running the Dragonlance game, he actually was playing a Kender for that game. He was the moral compass of the group. Who? Go figure. Alright. I need another color. I suppose I could just add a lighter color to what I've already got. I don't want to go super, super, super light. But I can definitely go a little bit lighter. Steely blue might be okay. My latest favorite color. We then saw him once, twice. We always. Oh, let's see. I said dude stole a spell book, and that was my way into multiclassing with a wizard. I was an arcane trickster rogue, then multiclassed in war magic wizard. That is a. I mean, that will actually work. You're arcane trickster, so you sort of already had that magic affinity. We then saw him once or twice. He always fled after he saw us with the spellbook. Nope, I love gaming. I love D&D. I love gaming. I like that. I mean, I love all the games. Oh, I also play in Vampire the Masquerade, too. So yeah, I do Starfinder, Pathfinder 1 and 2, D&D, and Vampire the Masquerade. This might be too light. Yeah, I think that's going to be too light. Alright, so we're going to use this as a color to mix into. As I try to kind of scrape that off. Doesn't have to be perfect. My initiative is 11. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I play on that Murder Hobo game. Rose is actually. I wanted to go Swashbuckler, but Rosa, unfortunately, he messed with some of the rules. So it really wouldn't have worked. So then I went Assassination Rogue, which means I need to have to drop on everybody. So my initiative at level 3 is like +8. 8 or 9. My stealth is like 7. She's a lot of fun to play, though. She's like the epitome of freedom in all things. I feel like this is still going to be... Oh, we'll see. One other thing I'll say about painting. It's a very forgiving thing to work with. You can paint over, you don't have to worry that. See, that guy should not have been so stressful about mistakes. You can fix anything by painting over it. If you really hate it, you can always start over. But honestly, you don't need to do that. You can always just don't put the paint on too thick. Anyway, how is everyone else doing out there? I know we've been talking about D&D stuff. Feel free to join the discussion if you have any D&D stories you'd like to share. I love D&D, so I love everyone's stories about their stuff. So yeah, I played in Cursed Strahd, and I now play a vampire. Actually, in the same guy who's running Dragonlance also does a Salem, Massachusetts Chronicle that we call the Wicked Masquerade. It's a really good setting too. He's developed, and he's writing the whole thing himself. It's really good. So I'm playing in my buddy's game. I'm dropping my brushes. I'm playing in my buddy's game I just mentioned, Clan Ventru. Um, I'm playing in Vivid McKit's Patreon game. I said I would never pay for a game. I'll do now, and I'm gonna probably pay for 2 sessions. I play a Bruja named Darby. You can actually hear those sessions because they're on for Maquette's, or some of them. He doesn't have them all up there, and I'm hoping he posts the rest because what happened after he stopped posting was friggin' genius. Predator, yeah. Bruja's fun. And in Darkness Emergent, which is a LARP that By Night Studios runs, which is they are the keeper of the rules of the Vampire the Masquerade LARP. I play a Toreador. What a surprise there. Who? Oh, by the way, since it's a LARP, I am a mini painter. That's my claim to fame. I paint minis there. I basically turned myself into a Toreador. And I wasn't going to do that, and then Viquette made himself, and one of our other friends made themselves. I'm like, fine, I'm going to make myself. But I call her, I forget what the hell I call her name. I'll find out. It's not Genevieve. Genevieve is a different, I don't think it's Genevieve. I play a Genevieve, but Genevieve is a Pathfinder 2 character that throws turnips at people. I kill people with turnips. With telekinetic projectile. The best spell. Because it's so much fun to personalize that spell. Oh, yeah, okay, yes. So, yeah, so we played, what's the game? Fall of Plaguestone. I did Fall of Plaguestone with that character. That is a rough scenario. Jason Bullman, curse you for writing that thing. It was a grind, but there are references to turnips in the scenario. So the GM being that GM, took it to the nth degree and mentioned turnips everywhere. So finally, I was like, I'm just gonna tell kinetic projectile people with turnips. I think this would be hilarious, and it kind of stuck. So now I kill people with turnips using. I can actually quit because I did the best thing ever. I hate the Aspis Consortium with a friggin' passion. They are kind of the anti-Pathfinder Society, if you don't know who they are. And I killed one of their agents using a turnip and telekinetic projectile. I don't need to do anything else. My life is friggin' complete. That's it. I don't have to do anything else. There is nowhere to go but down from that level. But I have a lot of fun. Let's see. In Pucklery style because should use some mechanically, but who cares? My nerve, which needs to read everything. Hat. Play society. Go to your local convention or see if anybody's running it. Society is a lot of fun. I used to play a lot more society than I do now. Alright, so now I'm actually putting a little trying to finesse. I like to use that term. Get it up there. Come on. Because I want this all blended. I heard dingy ding. Hello to whoever that was. Oh! Oh, it must be another. Is this another account? Are you connected with Polka Dot Kitty Cat? Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, it's a Ducal, so just return missed call, turn up from your daycare. From a daycare? Don't know whose kids are calling, but it can't be mine. I'm in Europe. Wait, you're in Europe? Why the hell are you here? I'm happy you're here. But why are you here, Polka Dot Kitty Cat? It's gonna be past midnight. He's got none. Wait, how the hell did that happen? I've got Is that pervy? Wait. I want to make sure I was reading it right and it was not being terrible. Hello, pervy cat. Pervy cat, huh? Well, welcome to the moistest place. That's crazy. How in the hell did that even happen? That we have two cats show up tonight. And we have Alley Cat. Is Alley Cat still lurking around? We have an alley cat too, who's been here for a while. Well, hello, pervy cat. I'm not sure. I hope you're not really that pervy. Although the reality is, I'm a terrible person, and we do have a lot of really. We can definitely win into the inappropriate jokes. Moist is our favorite term and used in every awful way you can imagine. I do have a threadless shop. And I do have terrible t-shirts on there. I have a water cup. Where the hell is it? I do actually have a water cup. Oh, is it right there? I think it's right there. It's under my... I started putting things under my computer table. So, I do have a sense of humor. Is this the right? Oh yes, this is it. I have used it. But I do have this for sale. Because it's just terrible. Actually, wait. Maybe it'd be better to show it up here. Because it's just terrible. I don't know if you can read that. It says, the miniature painting makes me moist. It's all your filthy imaginations because it's, you know, the water brush. Of course, it makes you moist. I do have one that says I got moist at the Painted Hero Tavern. Thank you, Gareth. That was all his fault. He said if I made that, he would buy it. And he did. That is an amazing... That is the weirdest coincidence ever. So, okay, so first of all, Polka Dot Kitty Cat, you're in friggin... Where are you in Europe? You do not be overly specific on where you're actually living at, but what country are you from? And Furry Cat, hello, welcome to my stream. Do you paint? Of course, I'd love to know. Do you paint minis? Do you want to paint minis? That's what we're about. You're in Denmark? I don't think I've had a person from Denmark before. That's awesome. By the way, just so you know, my Saturday stream is much more time zone friendly for you. I run a stream at 12:30 in the afternoon here, so you are. It says 2:30. What is the difference? Lord. Alright, so it's 4 hours. So you're 6 hours. Still.
Moist.
Oh, look, it's a Night Whisper. And you're in Ohio. So you're, okay, so you're actually... I'm trying to think. Are you in Eastern or are you in Central? Oh, by the way, I know, actually I know. Although 2 a.m. I'm usually in bed by. But I am fortunate that I am working. In case I actually like work, so. So I hope you find a job if you were looking, or hope you get whatever support you need, because that really, it does sort of suck if you're unemployed and you don't want to be. So I will be rooting for you. Okay, Night Whisper, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm usually up at 2 a.m., but that's about when I go to bed. Sometimes I'll actually go and crash on my couch, wake up at 2 a.m. But if I'm working, I'll be up till, like, forever. So, hey, Night Whisper is one of the other people who is painting this character, I hope. I'll bet it's better than the U.S. No, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. But it still is... I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a job. This is the thing is, I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can handle it. That's why I stay where I'm at. That's when I tired going to bed, and I actually go to bed more like 3. Well, I have to get up at... I'm getting up early again to sneak in an hour early for work. So I've been getting up at 5:45. So I can't really go to bed at 3. My husband goes to bed at like 10. You got a point there. I mean, I love living in America, but yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are right here too. So, Night Whisper, if worst comes to worst and you can't go to the con, because I know it because of your house. Um, Still try to get her done. I will get her. I'll get her done. Bring her to me, and we'll still make sure that it gets entered. I mean, I won't enter it in the official contest, but I don't think we were going to do that anyways. I think you were going to just probably enter into our little 4-person paint off. I'm going to miss you at Captain Con, though, if you're not going. I said, I understand, but I don't think there's anything I can do. I'll get this again, and I'm going to probably once again finesse this in. She's such a great mini, though. I love this character. So, yeah, so we're attacking a poker. So I've got 2 cats here. I got Pervy Cat, who's from Ohio, and I've got Polka Dot Kitty Cat. By the way, just so it's all fair, I know I said I was from Mass earlier, but I'll tell Pervy Cat, I'm from Massachusetts. You do? Okay, so Eastern Time. And yes, you paid minis. Ooh. If you, Pervy Cat, if you would like to, oh my God, sounds so weird. If you would like to share anything, I am link friendly. I do have a Discord for mini painters. I do a show and tell on Saturdays. If you like what I get here, give me a follow and come back and visit the tavern because I really like to have people to chat with. They did it. Captain Con is going to be dicey just because of the time. I mean, that's fair. Oh, great! I mean, they did it on purpose. So, I'm more, I said, I love to actually look at everyone else's work. Okay. I find you all inspire me as much as I am inspired by others. And we're trying to inspire Polka Dot Kitty Cat to maybe take up this hobby because it's so awesome. As I said, I'm basically putting down a lighter color and then going back over all the edges or just to blend it in. Because I know it's not, it's a bit, the value is a bit much at the difference. You know, if there was a dolphin, it'd be a porpoise. They did it on purpose. Oh boy, I'm in the mode. Did it done. As I said, I'm a terrible person. Also, Night Whisper, I know you couldn't make yesterday, but if you, next paint day is the 26th. It's the week before Captain Con. We all are. It's okay. I love this stream so much because I love the people I meet and how terrible we all are. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm not crazy about that. It's not blending real well. Here's the thing. I gotta be perfect because I gotta go against a Night Whisper in that competition. Alright, that's a little better. It's like, boy, that little, there was like a light spot and it was like, nothing blended about it. I'm like, well, that's not good. So, but I do. So, I'm just said, I love the stream. I love the people on here. I love getting new visitors, and I love it when those visitors decide to stay. You become permanent residents of the Painted Hero Tavern. Of course, you're part of the Discord now, so you kind of are a permanent resident. So I wonder how... Night Whisper. So I wonder how everyone's doing on their pieces. I know where you're at. But I'm wondering how everyone else is doing. I post in the hopes that maybe someone would actually post. Oh, hey! You dick, you did it without... I'm just kidding. Hey, so I killed Zekfir in his lair. By the way, I also play World of Warcraft. So if you play World of Warcraft and want to join my guild, haha. My little tiny guild. Please let me know. We'll give you an invite. Gamer GJ helps me run it, if you want to call it running it, because we just don't have time. Pretty sure it's easier when solo. I was able to kill spiders before they hatched. Oh yeah, then yes, it probably is. I assume you did it, was it one question mark? Then maybe I'll try it on my own. I'll probably still die. Because it's me. But we really love WoW, and we said, I've loved it. I got away from it for a while. I actually stopped playing for a bit. But really, I did that because, I was too busy with this and wanted to focus my time on painting minis. And then they brought dragons into the game. I'm like, well, fuck. I really want to go play with dragons. So I came back to, I left in Shadowlands and came back in Dragonflight. And I've been there for over a year now. Love the game. Having an absolute blast in it. And I'm a lot more casual at it. I used to play, when we were playing back in the day, we were on a lot more. I mean, I would go and do my job and things like that, but I think a lot of this too, us an interest in bringing back our guild, kind of, has to do with Evelyn. I don't know if people have seen that documentary, but it was so good. So the little bit of fairy is basically a Viking fairy, which is axes, hand axes, battle axes, and great axe. She's a sweet glitter, sparkle rainbow fairy named Rosie Locks Lovelock, and yeah, basically turns fire titan giant when she rages. Oh, barbarian. So in Roto Herbo, we just finished up a campaign not too long ago where I started playing a ranger. I love the show Grimm, and I've tried to build a Grimm. So I built a Monster Hunter Ranger. And then Gamer DJ's character gets killed. And I'm in my car the next day, sort of going over the events of the night before, and I'm like, because we were about to get in a fight, I go, I really just want to have a rage and go in with all abandon and no care, and I was like, just like a barbarian. And then I contacted the GM. I'm like, hey, can I be a bard? Can I multi-class in a barbarian? This is what I'd like to do. If I can't do before next session, then that's fine. But if you would allow me, I would love to do it. And he liked my reasoning, and he said, yeah, go ahead. I mean, you just leveled up not long ago, so, you know, you can change your level. It's you haven't really used anything from it yet. I'm like, that's fair. I probably did, but I mean, we like leveled up right before then. I keep thinking this might make a little more sense after I add a little. Actually, I'm gonna lighten that spot up. I know, I started working the outside and then I came back to this. One of the things I may do is just sit here and stare at this thing. And see how the light bounces off of it, and maybe go back in and redo some of this. Like I said, this is going to end up looking really good. She was amazing. She was awesome. Actually, I thought that character was going to die like multiple times, and it never did. You can just hear Gamer DJ going, shut up. Oh, the Gamer DJ had the greatest character concept ever. He played a Dreamlands cat, which, not kidding, is a cat. He's got some, he basically played it as a bard. Let's face it, that makes sense too. Cats would be bards. They are charming little buggers, as we all can attest to. The funniest part of that was, so basically the GM came out and said, hey, if you die in this campaign, there will be consequences. Like, you will not easily be able to come back. So he built a character that had 9 lives. If he dies, he just goes to sleep and comes back. I'm like, that is the most brilliant and hilarious thing. You just turned his rules against him. Har 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 har. I'm wondering how he's doing. He pops in here once in a while. I haven't seen him in a bit. It was a spirit bard that saw a ghost. It's true. But I played a Shadow Sorcerer Dreamland Cat. It was a spirit bard that saw a ghost. It was the coolest. It was a really cool character. But I do think that was the funniest part of the whole thing. Was the fact that you found a way to circumvent Kyle's death rules with that character. It was probably one of my favorite characters I've ever seen, in all seriousness. I thought it was brilliant. And he executed it brilliant too. He played a really good cat. He had the catitude. Which is really funny because I had two people named Cat coming in tonight. So now we're talking about D&D cats. I guess I should have been painting a cat. I'm sure I have cat figures in my closet of shame. There's like a spot there. Why is there a spot here? I'm not sure how I put a spot in there. That's weird. If you had a cat as a character, the GM should have traps that get tripped if you knock an item off the table. I don't know. I'm sorry. No. The cat is your best character ever. Sorry, Mr. Knight is the best character ever. He's a cat. I mean, come on. How could that not? He would say he's the best character ever. Nav is just a ripoff. I've determined Nav is just a ripoff of Sauron. And you know why I say that? In reality, it's not a ripoff of Sauron because he never read the books. And I believe you said he came out with that before Lord of the Rings hit the movie theaters. Or definitely long before Rings of Power was a thing. We just watched Rings of Power, the latest season. It was so good. What time is it, by the way? Oh, wow, it is time. It's almost time for me to go. See what hubby's up to. I may have to paint the little... Maybe I'll do that quickly. Let's see. I'm going to pick a leather color. Which leather? That's a good color. That's what I said. That's why I backtracked on that. You did Nav before Rings of Power. Well, the Similarian was out before that. But I don't think you read it. It's also in the rules that fun because it was cats would have knocked everything off the... That's right! That's right. The world is not flat because otherwise the cats of the world would have knocked everything off of the world. Remember how frightening things would be if cats had opposable thumbs. Cats would be running the universe if cats had opposable thumbs. Let's see if I can just quickly... I want to do this so I can see how this looks. I'm having a hard time envisioning, because there's like little laces here. Oh my gosh, hubby is whining about something downstairs on TV. I may have to rethink a little bit on this pants. They're not terrible, but I may need to do a little rethinking on some of the spots and maybe lighten some things up. But I mean, that's why this is gonna be a rather long. I'd believe that. Cats do rule the universe. Oh my gosh, a Night Whisper. You know what? Pick one spot. Like, alright, you know what? Here's how you do it. Not that I need to really tell Night Whisper how to paint. Oh my lord. You'll see in a moment, he's a really good painter. Night Whisper, if you're really having a hard time, start with one area that you know what you like. Start with the skin. Pick a skin color. That should not be that hard. And go from there. It's true, but you can, if you start with the skin, you probably can just start. You don't paint it all in one session. Start with the skin. Start with like one spot. That's what I did, and I'm sort of working off of that. Also said, I think she looks a bit like the clothing looks a bit indigenous. So I'm sort of, that's why I sort of went with this. Also, blue is not quite as bright as like what I've seen there, but I think it's fine. That's right, I'm going to quickly do the other side. Try to figure out where it is. And we'll be right over. Just gonna say, I'm going to use the dry brush pre-glaze on the black primer, so there's a little more flexibility there. I'm not planning on every large yellow. I mean, that makes sense considering as a frost giant, if you want painter. I mean, you always painter something that's not a frost giant. It's just a suggestion. All right. I'm going to let this sit, and I'm going to figure out what I want to do with it. I put those on more or less to give me an idea to help me visualize here. So that's not a bad thing. But I hope you like the way she's coming out. I do like the way she's coming out. I'm happy with her skin. It wasn't exactly what I expected, but all right. I'll see you in a minute then, since you're on your ad break. Alrighty, so that is all for tonight. Is that we go raid Night Whisperer. So feel free to hang up and hang up? No, hang out with a Night Whisperer and continue with the insomnia. He's a really great guy. And really glad he's a friend of mine. Lotus K. It was awesome to see you all. I always enjoy having you all here. So, let's go raiding. If I can do this right. Give a Night Whisper some love. If you don't follow Night Whisper, please kick him follow. Follows are free and they help all of us. Well, first of all, thank you all for being here. I totally appreciate it. The chat was great tonight. Nice to meet you, Polka Dot Kitty Cat and Pervy Cat. Oh my god, Pervy Cat. What a name. I love it. I'll be back on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's stupid late. That's only a half hour earlier than now, so whatever time it is, it'll be like 3 a.m. over there. And I will be also here on Saturday at 12:30 in the afternoon, p.m. Eastern Time. I will also be playing Murder Hobo Inc. on YouTube. That's M Hobo Inc. or Murder Hobo Inc. for the courses of the Azure Atoll. Other than that, that's my schedule for the week. I can't think of anything else. I hope you all have a lovely week. Stay warm. Stay safe. And, of course, I always end this. Happy painting.